Hi there. Thanks for coming back. Before we worked on side stretching, today in slow flow, we're going to work on shoulder stretching. If you're going to use that playlist, it is called Slow Flow 2. We're going to get started on our backs today. So as you take it onto your back, either resting with the legs straight, soles of the feet together and the knees wide, or feet to the outer edges of the mat and the knees in. So we've got some options here. Let's make ourselves comfortable. Just let your arms relax down by your sides. Start to slow and deepen your breath. Just taking this first moment of our practice to really relax our bodies. And just to tune into that deeper breath, that deeper awareness. Slowly we'll stretch the legs straight. You could cross your right ankle over your left ankle here. Reach your arms overhead as you inhale. And as you exhale, let's grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Lift your head up off the ground and move your head over to the left side of your mat so that you're already feeling a little bit of a stretch in the right side of your body. And then with the feet, we'll lift the heels up. Again, move those heels over to the left side of your mat so that your body is in the shape of kind of a crescent moon. It might not be as deep of an arch, but hopefully you are feeling a gentle stretch in the right side of your body, the right shoulder, and in the right hip. We'll take a few more breaths into that stretch, and if at any point throughout you want to move your hands and your head more to the left or your feet more to the left, just trying to go deeper and deeper. We'll let go of your wrists and just move your head and your neck back through center. We'll place the feet to the floor, lift your hips up a little bit, square them off, and set them back down. Straighten your legs out in front of you, crossing your left ankle over your right ankle. We'll also catch the left wrist with the right hand. And just slowly begin to move heels up and to the right, and then head and arms up and to the right. But relax, visualize the space you're creating between each rib. If at any point throughout the next couple of breaths you want to try to get a little bit deeper by moving your arms more to the right or your feet more to the right, go for it, but try to keep your butt in the same spot. Gently place your feet, release your wrists, lifting and squaring your hips through center. We'll just hug the knees into the chest now and take a nice gentle rock from side to side. Eventually moving the backs of the hands to the knees, we're just going to rock it up into a seated position, Sukhasana. Lift your arms up over your head and then bend your elbows back so that the fingertips touch the nape of the neck. We'll catch a hold of that left elbow with the right hand and just take a side bend over to the right. Feel the lengthening of the upper left arm. And then rise up through center. Grab onto both of your elbows. Push the back of your head gently into your forearms. See if you could lean back onto your sit bones and just switch the crisscross of your legs. We'll take one more breath here. Take your right fingertips to the back of your neck. Left hand's going to grab that right elbow, and we'll just bend it over to the left. We'll rise back through center and catch both elbows in both hands. Press your head back a little bit here And then see if you could lean back onto your sit bones, same way we did before, but this time heels on the ground in front of you, head continuously pressing back into your forearms. You can stay here or lift and hover with bent knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let go of your elbows, and we'll just cross the ankles, place the hands, step it back, find a plank. Then in this first plank, we're going to come straight on down to the forearms. You can interlace your fingers together, pull your belly in and up towards your spine. We'll take 5 breaths here. We're feeling the engagement from your core. We'll take just one more big breath in. Using your exhale, let's lower the hips. We'll point the toes, flatten the hands. Come up into Sphinx pose here and just sit up nice and tall. Crown of the head lifts towards the sky. Elbows, hips, and the tops of the feet grounded and rooted. We'll take a big deep breath in. As you exhale, lower, chest to the floor, and just come straight back into child's pose here. Bring your big toes together. Send your knees wide apart. Rest your forehead to the floor if you can. And if not, a block is good under the forehead. Crawl your fingertips forward and feel free to stay here, just feeling that length, like right underneath your armpits. Otherwise, elbows to the ground, palms together in prayer, back of the neck, and you can even walk your elbows just a little bit further forward here as you root your hips towards your heels. We'll take a few deep breaths here in child's pose. If you haven't already, let's stretch the fingertips forward, make our way slowly up into tabletop, and then we'll pull the toes under, lift the hips back, downward facing dog. But with your hips up high, we'll pedal through the knees, bend your right knee and extend through your left heel. Stay here and breathe into the back of that left leg. And now bend your left knee, reach back and down with your right heel. Now lift onto all 10 tiptoes. Take your gaze between your thumbs. This should set your shoulders up really nicely on your back. As you exhale, slowly stretch your heels down and let your ears fall between your arms. Big breath in. And as you exhale, we'll just walk the feet forward, come all the way up to the top of your mat and grab some length. Inhale. We're going to fold and bow. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and bow. Good. One more time. Breathe in, lift up through your chest. And then fold all the way down. Exhale. We'll circle sweep the arms up and over the head as you inhale. And as you arrive up top, hook your thumbs. The right thumb's going to come in back of the left thumb. We're going to pull the thumbs away from each other and stretch to the right. Keep the pull of the thumbs going. See if you could turn your left shoulder down a touch. So feel that in the upper left pocket of your back. And come back up through center, switch the hook. Now the left thumb is behind the right. Spread the fingers, pull the thumbs, take a dip to the left. And slowly turn that right shoulder down. Feel that stretch in the upper right pocket of your back. All right, up we go. You can separate the thumbs. Just stretch straight up through your fingertips. Take an inhale. And exhale your hands to your heart. Stand in your mountain, close your eyes, set an intention for your practice today. Lowering the arms down by the sides. Take a big breath in, stretch all 10 fingertips up real high. Exhale as you fold forward, head and neck drop. Lift up halfway and lengthen as you inhale. Let's step the left foot straight back. We'll bend the right knee, find a runner's lunge. So we're on the fingertips here. Cobra, your chest forward and up. Feel some energy pressing back through your left heel. We'll take another deep breath in. Exhale, left knee drops down. You're going to keep the left hand grounded and just stretch your right fingertips up for a low lunge version of our twist. See if you could let your right knuckles really hang back here. Another couple of breaths. You could play with your gaze, maybe up towards the sky, or even down to your left thumb. As you release, you're taking your right hand to the floor on the inside of your right foot. We usually walk that right foot to the right a little bit, but today we're just going to keep it put where it is. That means if you do come down onto your forearms, it'll be a little bit deeper than you're used to. So if you plan on coming to your forearms, do so with caution. And just notice where your neck is at. Try not to hold tension. You can let your head drop down. And we'll just breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on 1, place your hands to the floor. We'll step straight back to down dog as you exhale. Take a real big breath in here. Press your heels back. Try to soften your chest towards your knees. As you exhale, walk your feet forward, top of the mat, and just come up halfway and lengthen. Inhale, fold and bow. Exhale. We'll rise up through center, arms overhead. Take your inhale and fold all the way down as you exhale. Halfway lift, Ardha. Step back with your right foot. Coming to the runner's lunge, we'll bend the left knee, curl the heart all the way up and pause. That right leg is squeezing straight and long. Left knee stays bent and chest curls up. Another big breath in. Exhale the right knee to the ground. And we'll keep the right hand heavy. Stretch your left fingertips up for that twist in the low lunge. As you inhale, leaning your left knuckles back. And as you exhale, place your left hand to the floor. Try not to move your left foot to the left, but just come onto your forearms. Find a comfortable place for your neck. Breathe deeply into that outer left hip. Hands to the mat. We'll come straight into downward dog as you exhale. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale all the air out. We're going to lower the knees here. Set up on your forearms, palms together in prayer. And either from your knees or from your plank, flatten out your right palm and see if you could carefully pivot to the outside edge of your right foot. So we're in a side plank here. And my right shoulder is really stable because my right elbow is pushing down. Lift your left fingertips up. And if you feel like you just don't have the strength for this right now, you could always step that left foot out onto the floor in front of you. We're going to hold for 3 more breaths. Try to hoist the bottom hip away from the ground. You may be able to look up at your top left hand. 2 and 1. We're going to come back to the forearm plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, soften your hips slowly to the floor, returning to Sphinx pose. Now from Sphinx pose, we're opening the right arm out at shoulder height, pushing into the left hand, and just rolling onto the outer right hip, really. Left foot could step down to the floor behind you. If you're super open, you might even be able to step your right foot down too. So what you should be feeling is a nice big stretch in that right pec muscle. That's like right here. And as you can see, my head is just resting. We'll come back through center. And we'll just push into tabletop pose. Come onto your forearms, palms together. And from your knees or from your plank, flatten out the left hand. Left fingertips angle towards the right corner of your mat. Pivot to the outside edge of your left foot, reaching your right arm up, maybe even stepping your right foot in front of you for extra support. We'll take 3, 2, and 1. Elbows to the floor, big breath in. Exhale, lower your hips, find your Sphinx. So palms are flat. We're going to open that left arm out at shoulder height and gently roll onto your left hip, stepping your right foot, maybe both of your feet to the floor. Oh, one more breath. Okay, good. Come back through center. Cobra pose, our first one today, and it should feel really open towards straight arms, into the upper back, squeeze your shoulders back. And we'll lower the chest, and this time we'll just make our way slowly on back into downward dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, spread your fingers, take a big breath in. And you could step or walk or jump your feet forward. Come up halfway and inhale. Full down exhale. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees, the arms reach up. Let's circle the hands back behind us. Interlace your fingers, lift through your chest. Go ahead and fold over those back legs. So belly to thighs, dropping your head. We're going to take a few breaths here and just slowly begin to stretch your legs straighter. And if your legs were attached to your arms, the straighter your legs go, the further back your arms go. Now, sometimes it just doesn't work out like that, right? So just some food for thought. One more breath. As you exhale, fingertips to the floor, and we'll come up halfway. Take an inhale. Left foot steps back. We're going to bend the right knee, open up your left toes, and walk your arms up and out to the left. So think down dog arms and warrior legs. See if you can walk your hands so far away from you that it almost feels like your hands aren't even connected to your body anymore. Soften that little space between your shoulders. Last 2, making sure that right knee is pressing open to the right. On 1, we'll keep the head low. Walk your right hand to the inside of your right foot and reach your left fingertips all the way up. So we're in a variation of side angle. And in this variation of side angle, push your right elbow against your right knee. Try to suck your outer right hip underneath you and spin both eyes up to look at that left thumb. 3, 2, feel your feet here. We're going to root down, rise up. Warrior 2, bend your right knee. I know that's a bit of a transition, right? Look over your right fingertips, strong and solid. Last couple breaths. See if you could resist your left fingertips back so that your shoulders are over your hips. Maybe a little bit deeper for this last breath. Okay, good. Straighten your right leg. We're going to turn the right toes in here. Move your hands to your waist. Take an inhale. Exhale, folding hands to the ground. We'll rest the head here and breathe 5 deep breaths. Going to want both of your legs straight. Toes are turned just slightly in towards each other. See if you can lift your hips up really high. Come up halfway as you inhale and just open up those right toes. Let's walk the hands around the right foot, lifting the left heel. Step back into down dog as you exhale. Push your hips up. And then we'll lower to all fours. Keeping your knees under your hips, you're just going to take that right shin wide to the right. Pull the toes under, create a little kickstand for yourself. So we're balancing on the right hand and the right knee. Lift your left arm straight up as you inhale, and you could stay here or bend your left knee. Reach your left hand for the outside of your left foot and just give a little kick. Left foot into left hand. Maybe the head goes along for the ride. Gently release, come back into tabletop and set up for dolphin pose. On the forearms, fingers laced. We'll pull the toes under, lift the hips high. 5 breaths. So you're definitely feeling those shoulders now. Push down through your elbows. You can bend your knees here. Don't worry about stretching your hamstrings. Worry about stretching that little space in the back of your chest. See if you can lift your hips a little higher. And if you need to, you can lower your knees to make this transition back into down dog. Otherwise, just place your hands one at a time. Lift your hips up and all the way back. We'll shift the gaze forward. You could step or jump your feet up and grab some length here. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. We're going to sweep the hands behind the back and interlace your fingers with your opposite thumb on top, so the one that's less likely to go naturally. Fold over bent knees. Take it nice and slow. Eventually, we're pressing legs straight, forehead towards the shins. Reach up and out a little bit further. Take your fingertips down to the floor. Come up halfway and inhale. Right foot steps back. We'll open the right toes, walking the arms up and out towards the right-hand corner of the room. Now that you could see a little better, that left knee is bent to 90 degrees. Head hangs between the shoulders. Arms are real far out in front of you. Push through your palms. Try to lift your hips up a little higher and press your left knee open to the left. Head stays low. Let's walk that left hand inside of the left foot. Reach your right arm all the way up, shoulders stack. Push through both feet, chin off the chest. 3, 2. Next exhale, warrior 2. That painful transition, but it's temporary. Bend your left knee and hold with me. Maybe go a little deeper without looking desperate. Just slowly stretch your left leg straight. We'll pivot the left toes in, move your hands to your waist, take an inhale, exhale all the way forward, we'll fold. And instead of keeping the fingertips pointed forward for this round, let's walk the hands back. All 10 fingertips point towards the wall you're looking at. Maybe the head comes a little further back and through or touches the ground. Wherever you are, take 3, 2, and on 1, place your hands, come on up halfway. We'll open the left toes, lifting the right heel, straight into down dog as you exhale. And from downward dog, go ahead and lower hands and the knees to the ground. Knees under hips, open your left toes out to the left. And pressing into the left hand and the left knee, will extend the right arm and the right leg. Maybe reaching back to catch the foot with the hand, especially if that's what you did on the first side. Go ahead and kick your foot back. Let your head fall back. Gently release, coming back into table for dolphin number 2. This time, see if you could keep your palms flat and your forearms in the shape of an 11. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, drive the elbows forward and down. We'll take 5 breaths here, but if you have headstand or forearm balance in your practice, feel free to take it upside down. And again, if it's easier for you to lower onto your knees in order to make that transition back into down dog, go for it. Otherwise, 1 hand, 2 hands, and we're back in our down dog. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, step or jump your feet forward. We're coming up halfway and lengthening. Inhale. Fold forward and down as you exhale. Straight legs. Let's rise. Arms overhead as you inhale. We're going to fold forward. Exhale. Come through a sun A. Halfway up, lengthen, breathe in. Let's step or jump back. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward. Inhale. And then back into downward as you exhale. Great work, everybody. Big toes together. Let's lift that right leg. Take an inhale. And we'll step the right foot straight on forward. Warrior 2 as you exhale. So we've been here before. Come straight on in. Bend your right knee and pivot your right palm up towards the sky. Let's slide the left hand down the left leg. Reverse warrior. Stretch your right fingertips back as you stretch your right knee a little bit further forward. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, rise. Come up into that side angle that we were in just a moment ago. Right hand to the floor, left arm to the sky. And now we'll wrap the left hand behind the back. So anybody can do this first part. It's the second part. That's a little more controversial, but if you practice binding, you can take your right arm under your right leg, try to tie your hands together, and see if you can press your head back, opening your left shoulder a little bit more. We're going to hold here for 5. Good. 4. Remember that where you land in a pose does not need to be where you stay. 3, 2, warrior 2, don't hate me. 1. Exhale, rise up, bend your right knee. And we'll circle the hands around the right foot. Go ahead, pause here, left heel lifts, downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower to all 4s. We're going to tuck the right knee behind the left knee. Split your shins open. Press your hips back towards your heels. It's like child's pose, except we've got this knee thing going on. If you're able to, walk your hands all the way back and sit down. Hips to the floor between the heels. Gomukhasana. You'll notice here I have my hands on the insides of my feet. I'm just lifting my butt up and trying to square it off before I settle in. So you can see here, this is a lot on the hips, and we haven't done a ton of hip stretching. So feel free to just stay here, fold forward, or if you want to add some arm in, we'll take the right hand to the back of the neck, and you can use your left hand to move your right elbow down like we've done. And then we'll sweep the left arm down and around, trying to clasp the hands behind us. I don't quite have a clasp, so I'm holding onto my shirt, trying to keep my head upright. I'm taking a deep breath in, and then I'm folding. Chin towards the front knee, drop your head down. Try to keep a little pressure of that head going back into the right forearm. We'll roll up slowly. Oh, that hurt. Maybe do a few shoulder circles and then cross over your shins back into table and then straight on back home, downward dog. We'll take the left leg up high as you inhale. Step forward for warrior two, arms wide and hold here. Pivot your left palm up towards the sky. Stretch your right hand down your right leg, reverse warrior. Try not to lose the bend in that left knee. We'll take a breath in. Exhale up. The left hand to the floor on the inside of the left foot. Reach your right fingertips to the sky. We'll all try this first part, right hand behind the back. And the second part, left arm under the left thigh. See if you could find your clasp. If not, just keep that left hand grounded inside of the foot. If so, keep your legs strong. Pull your navel towards your spine and try to spin your right shoulder up for 3, 2, and 1. Warrior two, don't hate me. Just do it. Come on up. Good. Bend your left knee a little bit deeper. Exhale. And then circle your hands around your left foot. We'll step straight into down dog. Lift your hips high. Take a deep breath in. Lower down to your knees. We'll tuck the left knee behind the right knee. Split your shins, hips towards heels. Maybe walk your hands back and have a seat. If it helped you the first time, you could bring your hands to the inseams of your feet, lift and wiggle your hips. And we can either stay upright or fold forward or take your left hand to the back of your neck. Maybe use your right hand to help your left elbow down a little further. Right arm wraps down and around. Just catch what you can. If it's fingers, great. If it's your shirt, fine. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, fold. Just let your neck be heavy and long. Feel that pull on the right shoulder and try to keep your head pressing slightly back into your left arm. Oh, we'll come on up real slow. Good job, you guys. And then this time, weight in your booty. Let's lift and spread the legs for Upavishta Konasana. Just walking your arms between your legs. Take 5 breaths here. Feel that nice inner thigh stretch. We'll walk your hands over to the right, keeping both of your arms on the inside of your right leg. Maybe taking that left arm up and over your ear. Catch the outer right foot and spin your chest open. Oh, walking your hands all the way back through center. Keep both of your arms on the inside. See if you could shrug your left shoulder inside your left knee. Right hand reaches towards the left foot. No problem if you can't get it. If you can, use that leverage to pull your chest up a little higher. We'll make your way up nice and slow. Let's stretch the legs straight, scoot the hips forward. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs. Place your feet. Push into your feet. Lift your hips up. Lace your hands with your right thumb on top of your left thumb. We're going to work towards straight arms here. And with your knuckles reaching towards your heels, wiggle your feet over to the right. Feel like your left hip is all the way outside of your right arm. And then take a seat. Whew. Push through your feet, lift your hips, spider walk your feet all the way over to the left until you feel like that right hip is outside of the left arm. And then we'll sit. Push through your feet, walk them all the way back through center. We're going to let go of the interlaced fingers. Make a diamond with your thumb and your forefinger and just sit your hips onto your hands. Straighten your legs up towards the sky. Just like before, 10 breaths to lower. Here's 9, 8, belly stays firm, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. When the heels hit the ground, press through your heels, lift your hips, free your hands, and rest. As you make your way into Shavasana, see if you can soften your skin, return to your natural pattern of breath, and just take this next at least 3 minutes to practice letting go completely. See you next time. Namaste.